if I do this every time today, I'm going to be tired. It's such a big stage. So really excited to get started. Our guests have arrived. Just before we get started, unfortunately, some of the actors are running a bit late because of our buses. But we have one guest already lined up, and the rest will join us later. So, ladies and gentlemen, make as much noise as you can for our first Harry Potter guest. Give it up for Tom Felton! Is he here? Check, 1, 2. Guten Tag, gentlemen. Hello! Oh, there we go, thank you. Tom, it's so great to have you here back in Germany again. We had you a few years ago. The wait was too long, man, so it's really great to have you back here again today.
It is fabulous to be back. Thank you for having me back, especially around Christmas time, because obviously all of your cities lighten up, and I ate 3 Nutella crepes yesterday in about 5 minutes. So yes, I've been enjoying myself.
Yeah, and it's not just great to have you here, but back in that group. I know you, of course, you started a lot with Josh in the first Harry Potter films. What's it like for you guys to reunite after so many years again?
It was emotional.
Yeah, really.
And I know we'll see each other again later on, but I haven't seen Josh specifically, who plays Goyle, my right-hand man. I have not seen him for I want to say nearly 10 years, and even talking about it makes me a bit
yeah, I can imagine.
We're back, I think. We're back, yes. We spent so much time together growing up on the sets, so to not have seen him for so long it was a wonderful reunion, and I look forward to hanging out with him more over the weekend.
And it's I've met Josh a few times over the years, so I got to hang out with him, and it's always great to hear stories, hear him talk about growing up with you guys on that set. What's that been like for you? You started out, how old were you? 12, 13 when you started out?
Josh and I were 2 of the elder kids. We were both like 12, I think 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. We got on immediately. We both like the same music and have a very similar sense of humor. And as you would imagine, if you grow up with someone from 11 to 21, those are formidable years of growing, and we learn a lot from each other, and I absolutely love the man. I think he's fantastic, so I look forward to seeing him later on today.
Well, I think I'm just really quickly going to check, but I just got a sign that they might have just arrived. Ula, are you back there? Are they here? All right, well, should we invite him on stage?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's make some noise, everyone. Let's give it up for Josh Herdman. Let's give it up for Chris Rankin and Evanna Lynch. Hello again. See you. Welcome on stage, guys.
Thank you.
Morgan. You guys took a little detour. Bus was late. It's so great to have you. We were afraid that you wouldn't be able to join us today on stage, but I think people are really happy that you came in here straight away. So welcome.
Thank you. We got to see every side of the University of Dortmund Stadium this morning. Yeah.
Wow.
What a beautifully unique reunion.
I know.
Who would have thought this 20 odd years ago when we started filming the films?
So yeah, I was just talking to Tom about you guys reuniting, and it's great to have you all individually as guests, but it must also be for you like reuniting with all cast members. It's been a few years since, of course, the last film wrapped. What's it like for you guys to revisit the show through these Comic Cons and to have all of these people, dressed up as characters that you played? What's that like for you, Evanna, to revisit this universe?
Is this on?
Oh, now it is, yeah.
It is?
Oh.
Hello, it's very nice to be here. Thank you for having us. It stops time. You see I don't know when I last saw you, but it's like we were in a world together, so then that meeting those eyes, it brings you back to that moment. And to see it continue, to me, it's such a cliche, but it brings you home, I've always felt that way with the books. I always feel rooted back to who I am, and I think meeting these guys and meeting the fans, again, it's like, we have that in common. We all understand the feeling of comfort that world brings, of being sort of an outsider in the rest of the world and finding your place in this world. It's a lovely, lovely feeling to actually have such a big home all over the world.
I can imagine. And Josh, what was it like for you guys to reunite?
Oh, it's awesome. Man. It's so cool. It's been far too long. Far too long. It's hard to put it into words, really.
I can imagine, yeah.
It's kind of like, seeing, in a way, kind of like your brother, which you haven't seen for 10, 12, 13 years. So, it's a little bit emotion.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
sorry, just to chime in on that. It's like, it still feels like yesterday that we were on set. So, when you haven't seen an old friend for a long time, but you instantly click back into, and although we spent a lot of time on set as, I was going to say Crab and Goyle, but as Draco and Goyle, we spent a lot more time together as Tom and Josh. So that's why it's very special.
And so Chris, of course, when the first film came out, you were one of the prefects. You were
I was
the more experienced and the older kid. What was it like to have a bunch of 11-year-olds running
It
around?
was so annoying. No, actually, to be fair, one of the things that was, looking back on it, actually, is quite interesting, I think, is that I forget that I'm like 6, 7 years older than some of what were the first years, because most of us have never worked on a film set before. So in some ways, although Tom and Josh, and you came to us a little bit later, but Tom and Josh and Dan and Emma and Rupert, they were all like 10, 11, 12 years old when we started filming, and I turned 17. But we were all, in some ways, we were learning the same things at the same time. So you forget sometimes that we are all, especially the older we get as well, it's a bit harder, you forget that I was that much older because we were all learning, we were all in the same place doing the same thing at the same time. And it was a first time experience for so many of us that I think it kind of evens everything out quite a lot.
It's a crazy world to enter in, and you experience that together, of course, all of you.
Yeah.
I could ask a lot more questions, but I see a line forming of course, fans who want to get to a question in. But I'm going to pull some dad strings because I don't get to benefit, because I don't want to bother, but my daughter and son are here today, so I'm going to give them the first question of the audience. So, Eileen and Kaya, if you can come here and get your question in. The biggest Harry Potter fans I know. What's your question?
Which movie did you guys like the most?
Which movie did we like the most?
Like from 1 till 7, part 1 and 2? All right, let's see. Which was your favorite to shoot or to watch?
Very hard to answer. I'll let the prefect take
Thanks,
the
Tom.
first answer.
I think my favourite film to watch is Half-Blood Prince, the sixth film. Right? Because I'm not in it. That's why they didn't show that. I can sit and I can relax and just enjoy it. But I think that's my favourite. I think my favourite one to film was Order of the Phoenix, the fifth film, because Percy had stopped being a Hogwarts student and had started to be a grown-up, and so I got to act with the grown-ups, and that was a different experience for me. So that's a good question. Anybody?
I would say I enjoyed Half-Blood Prince because when I first joined the films, it was like, they'd already done this for years. They were my icons as a fan. I felt very uncomfortable. I felt very much like, the imposter syndrome, why am I here? I think by number 6, I kind of was like, oh, get over yourself. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just enjoy it and accept where you are. And it was really fun. And also, it wasn't the sense of doom that it's ending that the 7th one was. Like when we were doing the 7th one, every interview was like, how do you feel now it's ending? It was just like, oh. So I enjoyed that one. But I actually really enjoyed watching Deathly Hallows Part 1 the most, because I thought it was really experimental. I loved the whole thing of these 3 teenagers being sort of lost in the forest, having to save the world and having no clue how to do that. I thought that feeling of they really didn't know if they were going to manage it was very prominent, and I enjoyed that one.
Hard to pick. Josh and I were Slytherins on screen, but we were just as much Slytherins off screen as well. So we always had lots of fun. I remember having lots of fun on the first couple, getting to know each other and sharing a lot of similar interests. But I think it changes every year, to be honest with you, which ones that I remember more stories of or enjoy watching more. But I think for some reason Prisoner of Azkaban took the biscuit this year. Chamber of Secrets was originally because they got me back into reading. I literally stopped reading for several years, so I was very grateful for that, which obviously is a passion that has continued. But the third film, Prisoner of Azkaban, really I think took the slightly childish nature of the first 2 films into a much darker space. So obviously Alfonso, we have a lot to thank him for that. But it's pretty hard to pick one, to be honest.
Is that the same for you, Josh? Do you find it hard to pick, or do you have like one that stands out for you?
Oh no, my favourite book was Prisoner of Azkaban, and that's my favourite movie.
You can applaud for that, definitely, cheer for that.
Also, it's like because when Alfonso came on, everything that we were used to in terms of we had to be immaculate, really. Like there wasn't a hair out of place, top buttons always done up. We had to look pretty much very perfect. And then I think it was Alfonso's decision or influence that they kind of just turned that on its head and they said, no, we want the kids looking more believable, like real actual school kids, So we were allowed to undo our top buttons and we could roll up our sleeves, and some had jumpers, some didn't, some had clothes, some didn't. And I really like that. I appreciate realism. I mean, as real as a story about magic and dragons is. But my favourite movie to make was Chamber of Secrets because of Polyjuice Potion.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've gone from basically being just a glorified extra on the first movie, and then all of a sudden I'm having a close up, and it's just me on set. And you've got Chris Columbus, legend, directing me and only me, and I was just like, that was a real moment for me. And I was looking into the mirror as Harry changes into me, and I was like, wow, this is all about me.
Amazing
for a little while.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Still one of my favourite scenes of the entire thing. Especially the ad-lib line that I'm pretty sure...
It was us three, yeah.
Didn't know you could read. That was always...
That's one of my favourite lines in the
that was
whole
always
franchise.
a good line, yeah.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, guys.
And yeah. So we have a few more questions lined up right at the side of the over there. Hello, let's have the spotlight on. I was just going to say thanks so much. Hello, Gryffindor, welcome.
I'm so nervous right now, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can you come a little bit closer to the microphone?
Yes.
Perfect. Don't be nervous.
Harry Potter is a huge part of my life, so it's so cool that you all be here. And I don't know if it's okay, but I have a little gift for all of you. I made chocolate frogs, and I would love if I could give them to you. Is that okay?
Well, I'll come and get it for them if you want to, so you can give it to me.
Thank you. Vielen Dank.
Okay, perfect. Yes. And do you also have a question you want to ask? Perfect.
So I wanted to ask this question a few years ago when Tom was already here in Dortmund, but I didn't get the chance to. So I'm gonna ask you all the question now. So if you could choose one of the Deathly Hallows, which one would you pick?
Oh, crikey.
So we've got the
frantically trying to remember all the Deathly Hallows.
Straight in at the deep end. Yeah. Ranking, I'll refer to you first.
Cloak, Elder Wand, or Stone, Resurrection Stone, right? Yeah.
I think I would pick the invisibility cloak. I think, just because that sounds like fun. The others all seem to have quite serious consequences to them, whereas the invisibility cloak.
I didn't know you were fluent in German.
Oh yeah, genau. Alles klar, right? Yeah. The invisibility cloak, I think would be fun. I think you could get away with mischief there and not necessarily have anything to do with, longevity of life, or the consequences that come with all the others seem quite dangerous.
Would you ever be afraid though, if you had the invisibility cloak, that you would suddenly hear whatever it thinks of you when you leave the room?
I'm afraid of that anyway. I don't need to be invisible to be.
As the biggest Potter fan of the past from the day one, I'd love to know your answer.
It's not anything exciting. I think there's wisdom there. I think that I've learned from the books, I suppose, that you just can't trifle with life or death. You can't rewind, you can't bring someone back, you can't prolong without very serious consequences. So, not the others. But yeah, I think the whole I would go with the invisibility cloak because I like people watching. I like doing that, but I don't particularly like people watching me. So it's quite a good one. What about you, Tom?
I would generally answer the same, for more mischievous reasons. But the Elder Wand, that is one of the Deathly Hallows, right? Yes. And that has more span of, you can do a lot more with it, shall we say, than just be invisible. So that's probably what I would pick.
Thank you so much for answering.
Josh, what about you? So would you, like from the Deathly Hallows, would you go for Invisibility Cloak, Elder Wand, or Resurrection Stone? Which one would you pick?
Invisibility cloak, yeah. You'd have to.
Okay,
So
I
much
think I
fun with
would
that.
pick that one too.
You guys are definitely Slytherins. You're so much fun. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yes.
Thank you for your presence.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them in a second. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I'm nervous to read, but great.
Let's look up the question real quick.
Yeah. So I'm firstly, can I ask two questions? But the first is a little, just a small question.
Yeah, ask your question, sure.
So, last year I was in the 2022 show where you played in Tom, and firstly I wanted to ask all of you if you was in the show.
In what show, sorry?
222.
Oh.
Yes, I was in the play, yes. Did you say you came to see it?
Yeah, I did.
Well, thank you very much, thanks.
Yeah, it was very cool. And how was it to play in the show for you, Tom?
Sorry, I can't, I'm just gonna come a little bit closer. Can you just come and speak into this microphone so I can hear you properly? Hi. Again, what was the last question you asked?
I wanted to ask you if, and how was it to play in the show for you, Tom?
Oh, how was it to play in that show for you, Tom?
It was great fun. I grew up doing theatre as a child. One of the very strange differences between theatre and film work is once you said your lines when you're filming, you basically forget them and you learn your tomorrow's lines, and you're constantly moving forward, whereas during the stage play, we did 148 shows, I think. It's the same scene every single night, and you're tweaking it and trying to feed off an audience, which changes every night. So it was highly enjoyable, terrifyingly nervous at first, but it was really rewarding, and I look forward to doing more next year.
Thank you so much for your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, hello. And try to speak directly into the microphone as close as you can. Thank you.
What was the craziest thing a fan did in your presence?
What was the greatest thing a fan? The craziest fan interaction you had? There must be so many.
Evanna, I'll let you lead.
No, I don't really. No, you must have many more strange ones.
Craziest fan interaction. I suppose it's very hard to again pick one, but after the first premiere, I remember a very young child calling me a word that I shan't say out loud, but he was not very kind to me, and me not really being sure how to feel about it. But my grandfather, who was there at the time, told me that he winked at me and said, "Good job." Because as long as this 6-year-old thinks that you're then you're doing something right. No, he called me a dick.
Maybe I've got a couple. It's a toss-up between I was doing a Comic Con in Louisiana, and then somebody came on the Saturday and asked me to sign their arm, and then they came back on the Sunday and they had it tattooed on them. I was surprised at that. And then I was in San Francisco at Alcatraz, and I think that was, I ended up getting just mobbed basically by coachload of tourists, and while I was waiting for my dad to have a poo. My dad was like, I need to have a poo. So I was standing outside waiting for him, and then before I knew it, I was literally mobbed. That was bizarre.
I think we've all had sort of experiences where we've been recognised somewhere you really wouldn't expect to be recognised, like outside a toilet in Louisiana. But I just remembered one while you were talking, Tom, about oh my god, it must be 10 years ago. You and me and Alfie Enoch did an event in Australia together, and we decided we were in Brisbane, and we decided to go. In Brisbane, they have these like free barbecues you can use on the side, like by the side of the river, and it was really lovely. It was really sunny. It was beautiful. And we were like, let's just go barbecue. Let's go and have a barbecue. It'd be really nice. So we went down. We were there having a barbecue. We had a few beers, and it was a nice evening. And some girls walked past and recognised Tom, and obviously went absolutely mad. Oh my God, it's Tom Felton, it's Tom Felton. Came running over and then asked Alfie Enoch, who plays Dean Thomas, they went, can you take a photo of me and Tom Felton? And they completely ignored the fact that half of the Harry Potter cast were also there. They were so fixated on Tom that they were like, can you take a photo of us with him? Like, yeah, but sure. Oh no, fine, yeah, okay.
So Evanna, any for you that you think like, wow, that could top?
No, people are always really sweet. I think it's like what you say, it's more of a context thing. When you're recognized out of context, it really goes woo. Like I go to trapeze classes, and there was a girl there who pretty much had a bit of a meltdown when she recognized me. And she kept kind of saying, my childhood. And I was like trying to learn these really dangerous trapeze moves, and she was really freaking me out because I was like, she's watching everything I do, and I've got to get this right. So it was like life or death. There was a lot of pressure. So I stopped going to that class because it was a little bit uncomfortable. But no, generally people, I don't really get strange experience. Just people are nice, I suppose, because playing Luna, you know, she's quite there's sweetness to her. I get a lot of shy, lovely fans, creative fans, so no, I've got no horror stories to share. I have to say, I really love your hat. Well done.
So, I know you guys have got tons of questions more, but we have a tight schedule for the panel here, and your photo shoot, Tom, your photo shoot is about to start in 15 minutes, and after that, all of you have your photo shoot. But if you have any questions after the photo shoots, make sure you go and say hi at the signing table, and while they're signing, you can still ask your question. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer them. I want to thank you guys so much for being here this weekend.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
I wish we could do it longer.
Yeah, we're gonna do another tomorrow morning, so oh, you're not here! Oh. Well, maybe we'll do like a quick surprise panel for 5 minutes later today, but we'll see what we can do. But it's great to have you here today, and guys, have a lot of fun. Give it up for the Harry Potter cast! We're going to give you one more surprise. We're going to do a selfie with our lovely photographer, Jenna. Give it up for Jenna. So if I can have you here facing Jenna. We want everyone, but this has to be very careful. Just stand up. You don't have to come to the front. Just stand up. And when I say 3, 2, 1, make some noise. You're going to just wave your hands and make some noise. You want us down, Jenna? Alright, Tony, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, make some noise! Oh, one more with Ola. Make some noise with Ola. 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys so much. Good.